Sister-wife scandal. Gwendlyn and Gabriel reveal painful family secrets. The once private pain behind the smiling facade of the Brown family is finally spilling into the open. In a shocking turn of events, Sister Wives stars Gwendlyn and Gabriel Brown have chosen to break their silence, offering a raw and unfiltered glimpse into their upbringing, one marked by emotional neglect, favoritism, and toxic parenting. What began as a groundbreaking reality show chronicling the unconventional life of a polygamist family has now unraveled into a public reckoning. The children, once the quiet observers in Kody Brown's complicated household, are now using their voices to set the record straight, and it's shaking the very foundation of the family's narrative. From reality TV to raw truth. Gwendlyn, the daughter of Kody and Christine Brown, has been particularly vocal in recent months, using social media and her YouTube channel to address questions from fans and drop emotional bombshells. Her openness has been both liberating and heartbreaking. Gabriel, the son of Kody and Janelles Brown, has taken a quieter but equally powerful stance. His on-screen confrontations with Kody, especially during the COVID-19 lockdowns, hinted at deeper wounds. Now those wounds are surfacing, and they paint a grim picture of a fractured father-son relationship built on unmet expectations and emotional distance. The cracks beneath the surface. For years, viewers watched as Kody juggled the demands of 4 wives and 18 children. While the premise was marketed as a story of love and unity, those close to the family suggest that behind closed doors, the dynamic was far from harmonious. Gwendlyn recently revealed that the emotional landscape of her childhood was often unpredictable. There was love, sure, but there was also a lot of confusion, inconsistency, and favoritism, she admitted in a candid vlog. Dad was there, but only when it made sense for him. Gabriel echoed similar sentiments. In a tearful moment during season 17, he admitted that his birthday passed without a call from Kody because their ongoing disagreement over pandemic protocols had driven a wedge between them. It was a quiet but poignant moment that revealed how easily children can become collateral damage in adult conflicts. Robyn Brown, the catalyst or the culprit. Central to the children's revelations is the growing tension surrounding Kody's 4th wife, Robyn Brown. When Robyn entered the family in 2010, the dynamic shifted, subtly at first, then sharply. Over time, it became clear that Kody's emotional investment leaned heavily toward Robyn and her children, leaving others in the family feeling alienated. Gwendlyn didn't mince words when discussing Robyn's role. She was nice to our faces, but we knew she had Dad wrapped around her finger. She was the priority, and we were the extras, she shared. It stopped being about the family and started being about her household. Gabriel, too, struggled with Robyn's influence. The enforcement of strict COVID rules, largely driven by Robyn and supported by Kody, became the catalyst for Gabriel's estrangement from his father. The rules not only kept him from seeing siblings and friends, but more devastatingly, created emotional walls within the family home. Kody's awakening, or his downfall. While Kody has long defended his choices, recent episodes have shown a man beginning to unravel under the weight of his own decisions. Gone is the confident patriarch who once declared himself the leader of his family. In his place stands a man struggling to maintain control as his wives leave and his children pull away. The most jarring moment came when Kody finally admitted, on camera, that he may have made mistakes. Maybe I was too hard. Maybe I wasn't present enough. Maybe I let Robyn influence me more than I should have, he confessed in a moment of rare vulnerability. But for Gwendlyn and Gabriel, that realization might come too late. Breaking the silence. Why now? Many fans wonder why Gwendlyn and Gabriel are speaking out now. For them, it's not about revenge or fame, it's about healing. "I spent years thinking I just had to deal with it, that this was normal," Gwendlyn said. "But as I got older, I realized I needed to process it. Talking about it is how I heal." Gabriel has been more reserved, but his presence on the show speaks volumes. He's no longer the smiling kid in the background. He's a young man standing up for himself, even if it means walking away from his father. Their courage has inspired other siblings to begin sharing their stories as well, with hints that more revelations could surface in the coming months. Christine and Janelle, silent no more. As the children speak out, so do the mothers who once tried to hold it all together. Christine Brown, who famously left Kody in 2021, has publicly supported her daughter. "I always told my kids that their voices matter. I'm proud of Gwen for telling her truth," she said in an interview. Janelle, ever the quiet anchor of the family, has also begun to question the cost of loyalty. Her decision to separate from Kody wasn't made lightly, but watching her sons suffer emotional neglect made it increasingly difficult to stay. "It's one thing to feel unloved as a wife," she reportedly said to a friend. "It's another to see your children feel that weight from their father." A new chapter for the Brown children. As the dust settles, one thing is clear. The Brown children are writing their own stories now. No longer bound by the narrative of a TV show or the image of a perfect plural family, they are carving paths of truth, growth, and self-respect. Gwendlyn recently announced her engagement to her fiancé, Beatriz Queiroz, celebrating love on her own terms. Gabriel continues to pursue his education and maintain close ties with his siblings, his real support system. For both, the journey forward is one of empowerment, not bitterness. The legacy of sister wives, rewritten. The revelations from Gwendlyn and Gabriel mark a turning point not just for the Brown family, but for how we view reality television and the families it portrays. What started as a show about unity and polygamy has evolved into a cautionary tale about emotional neglect and the consequences of unchecked ego. Fans may tune in for the drama, but what remains most impactful are the raw, real voices of the Brown children finally being heard. And for Kody Brown, once the centerpiece of a grand experiment in plural marriage, the real question now is whether redemption is possible, or if too much damage has to revelation. Kody Brown's children reveal toxic family dynamics. For over a decade, Sister Wives captivated audiences with its bold portrayal of a modern-day polygamist family navigating faith, love, and the complexities of plural marriage. On the surface, it appeared to be a story about unity and resilience. But now that facade is crumbling. In a series of deeply personal revelations, several of Kody Brown's children are speaking out, shattering the illusion of harmony and exposing the emotional fractures that have long been hidden from public view. This is not just a reality TV scandal. This is a reckoning. The silent years. Growing up in a household with 4 mothers and 18 siblings might sound chaotic to some and idyllic to others. For the Brown children, it was both and neither. Behind the big smiles and group dinners was an emotional undercurrent of isolation, favoritism, and silent struggles. Gwendlyn Brown, daughter of Kody and Christine, has emerged as one of the most vocal figures in this wave of revelations. Through YouTube commentaries and interviews, Gwendlyn has pulled back the curtain on what it was like growing up under the public eye while feeling neglected in private. There was this constant need to present as a happy, loving family, Gwendlyn shared in a recent video. But behind the scenes, it was often cold. There was emotional distance, not just from Dad, but from the environment we were in. Her words echo the experiences of other siblings, including Gabriel and Garrison, sons of Kody and Janelles, who faced their own heartbreaking estrangement from their father during the COVID-19 pandemic. Their silence is no longer an option. COVID, the breaking point. The pandemic became a turning point for the Brown family, not because of the virus itself, but because of what it revealed about their relationships. Kody's strict rules regarding visitation, exposure, and family interaction, largely enforced through his fourth wife Robyn, exposed long-standing imbalances in the family dynamic. Gabriel Brown, who once had a close bond with his father, broke down on camera after sharing that Kody forgot his birthday amidst their disagreement over the COVID protocols. "I waited all day," he said, holding back tears. He never called. What might have seemed like a minor lapse to Kody was, to Gabriel, a moment of devastating clarity. It wasn't just about the pandemic. It was about years of emotional distance finally becoming undeniable. The Robyn factor. Much of the dysfunction, according to the children, centers around Kody's relationship with Robyn, his fourth and only remaining wife. While every wife entered the marriage with the same promise of equality, over the years, Robyn became the clear favorite, both emotionally and logistically. "She became the queen," Gwendlyn said. "Everything started revolving around her. The rest of us were expected to adjust." Robyn's influence on Kody's decision-making was visible to viewers and deeply felt within the family. From housing decisions to holiday plans, her preferences often overruled those of the other wives, and by extension, their children. What hurt the most, according to several siblings, was the sense that Robyn's children were given more time, more attention, and more love. "We weren't angry at the kids," Gabriel clarified. "It's not their fault. It's how Dad changed. It's like we stopped being his priority." And the power of truth. Christine Brown's decision to leave Kody in 2021 was the first public crack in the Brown family's structure. At the time, she cited emotional neglect and unfulfilled promises. Now, with her children stepping forward, her departure seems less like a rebellion and more like a rescue. "I realized I couldn't keep raising my kids in a home where they felt unloved," Christine said in a post-show interview. "That wasn't the example I wanted to set." Her daughter Gwendlyn has praised her mother's strength. "Watching Mom leave showed me that it's okay to demand better. It's okay to walk away." Christine's journey has inspired a sense of liberation among other children, some of whom had long bottled up their feelings. They've seen firsthand that silence only protects the status quo, and that honesty, while painful, can be healing. Kody's shifting image. In earlier seasons, Kody Brown came across as a charismatic and energetic father who, despite the odds, managed to keep a massive family functioning. But in recent years, that image has eroded. His confrontations have become more defensive, his empathy more scarce, and his ability to connect with his children increasingly strained. "I was trying to manage too much," Kody admitted in a rare moment of vulnerability during a season 18 episode. "Maybe I didn't realize how much they were hurting." But for many of the kids, apologies and admissions are not enough. The emotional toll is real and lasting. As Gabriel put it, you can't rebuild something you never really built to begin with. Janelles' breaking point. Janelles Brown, long regarded as the most practical and steady of Kody's wives, also reached her breaking point. Though she remained with Kody longer than Christine, it was clear that the bond had frayed. Her son's emotional suffering weighed heavily on her. Watching Gabe and Garrison feel like they had to fight for their dad's love broke me, she confided in an interview. "You expect a father to protect and nurture, not withdraw." Eventually, Janelles, too, separated from Kody, no longer willing to participate in a dynamic that devalued her children's emotional well-being. A new generation reclaims its voice. Perhaps the most powerful shift happening now is that the Brown children, once passive participants in a narrative they didn't control, are reclaiming their voices. Through interviews, social media, and platforms like YouTube, they are telling their stories on their own terms. It's not about blaming or seeking revenge. It's about truth. It's about healing. "I don't hate my dad," Gwendlyn clarified. "I just want people to know the whole story. And maybe other kids in similar situations will feel seen." Several siblings have expressed support for one another, forming a kind of emotional alliance separate from the family structure they were born into. Despite the fractures with Kody, the sibling bond remains strong. And perhaps that, more than anything, is the real legacy of sister wives. What comes next? With more of the children stepping forward, it's clear that the Brown family's story is far from over. While the future of the show itself remains uncertain, the real drama, raw, unscripted, and deeply human, is playing out beyond the cameras. Kody Brown must now reckon with the consequences of years of uneven parenting, emotional absence, and a failure to adapt to the changing needs of his family. Whether redemption is possible remains to be seen. For the children, however, the future is already taking shape. It's one where honesty is valued over appearances, where emotional needs are no longer pushed aside for the sake of unity, and where love is measured not in big declarations, but in presence, consistency, and care.